Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Grigsby's War in the East, playing as the Germans. This turn we have the continuation war, so Finland enters the fray with the Wolf's Lair. It's June 23rd, 1941, and Adolf Hitler first arrives at his Eastern Front headquarters for Operation Barbarossa. Wolf's Lair is located at the Measure in the woods near the small East Prussian town of Rastenburg. Hitler will spend more than 800 days at the Wolfschanze. Wolfschanze is derived from Wolf, a self-adopted nickname of Hitler. He began using the name in the early 1930s, and it was often how he was addressed by those in his intimate circle. Although the standard translation of Wolfschanze in English is Wolf's Lair, a Schanze is in German denotes a redoubt or temporary field work. I wonder if it's more like a lean-to. I'm not sure really. Executive Order 8802. Under the forced march on Washington DC. On June 25, 1941, President Roosevelt signs Executive Order 8802. It prohibited discrimination against blacks and women in the hiring practices of U.S. defense jobs. Although not a law, it was the first federal gesture towards civil rights since the Reconstruction after the American Civil War in the 1860s. Right, well, let's see what happened. This unit's cut off, but I guess he traded a cavalry for it. These guys still cut off. Pockets still cut off. Unfortunately, these guys escaped, but I can re-pocket them again. Of course, you get the support units out, stuff like that, but and whatever potential planes were there still. And he encircled these with something. I'll also have to see what that is and take care of it myself. First of all, though, I want to take care of the theater boxes, which will take less and less time as each mission goes along. We can see that a bunch of the flak arrived in Western Europe. Infantry on the map. More infantry on the map. More flak in Italy and Balkans. Coastal fortress in Balkans. Flak in Italy. Führerbegleit in Western Europe. And another infantry division on the map. Let's take a look where they are. They've all arrived. Let's see. In different places. Yeah, so it's there. Okay, well, besides any air units that I might send to the reserve for now, let's get started. So in the Balkans we have one too much air day. At this point we have a bunch of Italian fighters. Might send those somewhere else, but I do have 7 too much ground at this stage. Fighters could go higher up, but I already have enough air. Flak high is also still good. Can go to 0.8. How much flak do I have in reserve now? I have these are all very heavy on the high flak. And I can't get that much more of it, so I'm not gonna send it here. Construction could go to 4.5, so they could still benefit from one more. But I have too many bombers. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send some of those. I can't send them to the theater box here. Interesting. Maybe because I have no units there yet? Let's take a look. You also have enough bombers. I probably have enough bombers in here. Yeah. Enough bombers in Finland? No. I can get up to 20 points in terms of bombers in Finland. So quite high. And I'm currently not sending any bombers to Finland. So I will. I can send a total of 5 almost. Let's see here. Let's send first LG. Brings it down to 12. Okay. This means I can get slightly more, but I'm also gonna take some ground stuff off. It means actually that Finland just got 5 extra in bomber, and that will bring up to 190. No, that can actually get to 14. So they'll be at around 7 to 8. And I could get another 8, so this can go to 4. Let's just make it easy, around 40 in terms of bomber. I prefer units that just stay. Why would you leave though? It's very weird that they remove that. Well, send KG 30. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, KG 30 to Finland. Means I can still send for 4 more. $43. I'd rather send slightly too much than too little. This should be fine. That means that at the very least Finland will... Oh, it's Italy. That Finland will get an increased 12. Almost from that. Ramping it up to close to 200. Just from this alone. Okay. That's sort of the first things that I can miss. I have some Romanian level bombers. tactical bombers. I will send them to the map. Could send them to the garrison. Maybe that's actually better. Because I need bombers in the garrison anyway to fill it up. Worth 10% of the 60 that I need there. So I'm fine with filling it like that. 85 on the Stuk battalions. Let's send them to the map. Okay, then back to the Balkans. I could take 7. I'm inclined to well, send 7 over to Finland, because I currently also don't have any infantry going to Finland. Only some flak. Yep. This unit is altogether too strong to send there. Well, actually, my ground here is very high. I have 39 too much. And since in Finland I'm already gonna get 12, so I'm gonna be close to 200 or to 100. The only thing I technically need to send from here is maybe 5 points or so. So not really all that much. And if I sent a large static division, I think that in itself would technically already be enough for Finland. It just takes a while. Alright. So that would fulfill the actual needs in Finland, but it doesn't mean that that's all I want to do. Because, to be honest, I kind of want to get 2nd and 3rd Mountain Division out and send them over to the map. So I will have to deal with that too. Although currently I might want to send both 2nd and 5th Panzer Division over to the map. I will see afterwards how things stand. Probably a lot less. Yeah. 103. But I do like having that here. In terms of flak, I don't have enough yet. At least flak high can still contribute, not flak low. I'll take a look at some of the other places. I'm fine here, and I'm also not fine here. But I've also already gotten the complete stuff there. Now the thing is that I'll get some flak to Finland already. So I'm gonna send the rest of the flak over to Western Europe, so it can beef up the air values there. Alright. That means that for the Balkans, if I give them slightly more, I can then send 6th Mountain, and I think that what I can do here, I have 12 too much, so in a certain sense I can transfer the 304th static. Withdraw to the map. To the Balkans. And I'll take... $7.1, huh? A bit of liberty in selling these to the map. I'll put them at... Oh, 101. Well, never mind. Alright. That's nice. I am gonna send these Italian fighters over to North Africa. And that puts it to 4.4. Perfect. How many more planes am I sending to Africa at this point? A few. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's that fight, but I have enough in the Balkans. I actually took away some fighter. Whoa. Well, I'm lucky that it's not below. I do hope that besides they'll be good, I can still get a construction unit in here too. I'll have to see if I have them. As for Italy itself, it only has 2 extra in terms of air. But it has plenty here. But 2 air means more in Africa than it does in Italy. Okay, let's leave it at that. And naval is 100%, so I can't really do a whole lot there. They have 104 in terms of ground, but they barely have any units yet, so can't really do anything with that. Africa will only receive things. Yeah. Garrison is fine. In Finland, I'm also only receiving things. Let's hope that Air Day will get filled up. Norway has a surplus of 3 in terms of ground units. That means I can probably send away the motorized machine gun battalions somewhere. It's 500 men each. They'll get disbanded. I'll send actually these also to North Africa. I don't necessarily need them on the map, and if that means I can get a slight amount of units in there, that's fine. Let's take a look, because I'm also still missing naval there. And fighter night bomber, it's patrol. Sadly, so I can't send that. And then I already have too much bomber and fighters, I can't fill it up with those. Technically speaking, I could say that no, I don't have too much flak even. Too much flak high. That's the only thing that I could take, but I don't even have that many anti-air units. So for all intents and purposes, unless just like 5 planes. This is actually very little, 12. 40. But this also only has 10 plates ready. This is a Staffel. Well, yeah, let's withdraw at 29, eh? Already. That's in a while. Yeah, that's actually perfect. 5.03 takes it right down to 100 and gives me just a little bit more on the air day here. I don't know how many of these are not completely filled up. We'll have to see over time. You've still too much construction. So let's take a look at where I can still miss some. I can also miss some here. Finland has enough construction. It means I can send some construction to the Soviet Union garrison as well. Game. Okay, there we go. I'll send these to the garrison. Perfect. And I'll send one from Western Europe. I'll start with 2 because I don't need that much in the garrison itself, and if it can account for this like 4 or 5 that I can use on it, that'll be great. Finland had enough. Africa. 170. Am I already sending construction to Africa? If motorized, infantry, flag, machine guns. I'm not selling any. Okay, let's do so. Because even in Africa, it can account for a good 3. How much do I have now? 20. Yeah, okay, that is probably fine. Okay, good. That should do it for now. Just take a last quick peek at all the values to see where I might potentially have too much. Like here, in terms of artillery, I have 1.25 too much. Any heavy artillery that I have like this, I will send them to Western Europe. Because currently I have 0.99 and this can go actually to 30. Let's see. 1510. Super finish. Oh. Oh. Well, that was it. Doesn't matter if they go to the map, technically speaking. I could always send them to west a bit later, or to the garrison. North Africa also has too much artillery, but I cannot take them away yet. Italy doesn't have too much artillery, and Balkans neither. You need to go to the garrison. No, to the reserves. I didn't know that I still had transport planes here. Maybe I didn't have them. Maybe they did get there as reinforcements. No, I must have just missed them. Never mind. Alright. There's also these two patrols, which I kind of want to take out. But I can only do that once I get more reinforcements. Which I will not get yet. But yeah, I'd rather have those patrols here in North Africa. Let's actually see whether I'm already getting more patrols in Africa. I am. Some patrols. But if I forgo 5 points in Balkans for 2 turns, you see, I could send one of those weaker static divisions to Balkans. That keeps me technically over 100. And I think I'd rather send both patrols to North Africa. That will make me lose points here. No. How does patrol keep a 3.9? Is it from recon? Oh. Well, that turns out really well. Huh. Interesting that this recon still counts as patrol for some. But that does mean... Well, I cannot give up more points here in Western Europe at the moment. It sure is interesting. I'm a bit afraid to lose points over an HQ, and I don't know if I would. So I'd rather wait with getting that 40th motorized corps. I think 40th, it's probably not necessary on this first turn here. So there's that. Alright, that deals once again with the theater boxes for next turn. Quite a bit of shuffling still, but I do think it is plenty worth it, as being able to shuffle all that stuff around means I will get additional forces onto the map over the course of time here. It's a bit easier for the Soviets, I guess, but I guess now we'll be dealing with the air war next. I haven't really showed off what my opponent did last turn, but we'll see that next turn, and I'll take a little break. Alright, let's just discuss quickly what happened during the turn and what I'm about to do and deal with the air war here. So, yeah, my opponent broke out here. He also broke out on this. Cut these off, interestingly, with a brigade level units. This held. And then this 2 held. He did 2 attacks. One of which he actually did not lose a whole lot either. 82 men only on this one. And there, I wonder if that's this rifle division. 146. Here he also attacked. Also very limited losses, but the thing that I also find interesting is that my opponent actually did this. So he decided to go and do some bombing attacks, and he wanted to go and do interdiction around here for whatever reason. I really don't know why though. Why would you want to interdict Constanta? Yeah, I just really don't get it. Either way, let's remove all those ground attacks. Okay. Now, when it comes to air engagements, I really want to think about what I'm going to do. I'll be right back. Alright, back. So, given that my opponent has done this, I'm not really sure if he's going to do that again. It's a bit weird. Because the thing is that let's see, if I want to go and do an air superiority mission over this area, and fly only on the enemy phase, currently have no planes that could possibly do that. At least Jägerschrader 77 cannot do that. But if I get a Romanian Air Command, they also still cannot do that. It's still too far. Okay, one thing I can do is I can get... No, I cannot actually get those guys there. I need these out first. And I can easily move them there for now. Yeah. I'm not going to be using these soon anyhow, so that's fine. And I would be getting Jägerschwader 77 over here. Yes. Okay, now I want an air superiority mission. Over on this hex with Jägerschwader 77 to... And I think I can probably do it only on the enemies. Let's just do this and confirm. Just kind of curious to see whether he will try bombing that again. Let's just see. I want to test something out. So I really want to see whether doing air superiority here actually already does change the interdiction. Very curious. Okay. Besides that, I actually want ground support directive from the Romanian Air Command for Army Group Antonescu. Yes. Okay. Let's transfer 2nd Hungarian fighter further up north. '53, eh? That's not that bad. That's fine too, I guess. Yes, let's do the transfer. Okay, then we have the Reserve Hungarian Recon. They can all go over here. So that is then fine too. I want the Hungarian Air Command also to go and support the Carpathian Hungarian army. Yep. But I do want you... Oh, they cannot switch. Frozen for 2 turns, eh? Okay. And... attack. Traveled 7%, so they haven't traveled particularly far. They're under Hungarian Air Command too. Here we are. I just want to get a general idea of what's around there. And it should be fine. Okay. Does he really have a mechanized unit there? Interesting. Well, for Air Fleet 4... And... for my part, they could just have partial escort. This is a bit extensive. Okay. I want them to be fighters. Next. Air Fleet 2. Rather am interested in seeing how things are with those two crossings. And for them, I want to fly them to Minsk and see if I can resupply it, but they probably will not fly. This is the closest I can get for the moment. Do I want ground support? I don't necessarily think so. I'll not be engaging a lot of enemies here. Same applies for the north. Alright. That's that. Now. I could decide no. I have nothing that can bomb Smolensk. Air Fleet 2. The Heinkel 111s can. I'm very curious. I want them to target only the rail yard. That's the most important. If I lose a lot of planes, I lose a lot of planes. We'll see.
Another place where I want to bomb the city. Would be Odessa. I'll be targeting the port. Not the rail yard. Nope, that's 120. And bombing the rail yard doesn't really help me that much here. Bomb city. Okay. I'm very curious. Let's see how that goes. Very high losses here, actually, even on day one. So from flak. Okay. Let's take a look. I got 2 air combats here still. Interesting, actually. They might have been from before. Turn 1. This is turn 2, indeed. Okay, a lot of air combats here as well. I've no support here apparently, even now, even though I requested escorts. That kind of sucks. I actually did still have quite a few planes operating. Fair enough. Also here to bomb Smolensk. very large losses, which make it hardly worth it at that altitude. So the altitude is really low at that point. Interesting. Alright. Did get a reasonable peek of what he's up to. Well, let's go. And just gonna move here just to get rid of those individual hexes there. Which I'm also doing here. Preferably with stuff like this, I only use administrative movements, and that works very nicely, I guess. So I wonder if they have a unit on Xiaoliai itself. Yeah, let's use these, and indeed use a little bit more firepower than one would expect.